put your hands together for the Unity North Band and Edie. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are we doing today? Oh my goodness, the energy in the house. I love that. Let's make that reciprocal. Let's make this energy go all around this place. And we're going to take that energy into a moment of prayer. So let's take that positivity on an inhale, and on an exhale, we release what no longer serves us. We release anything that we think we need to be because we are who we need to be. There are no needs for facades, and we affirm that every person in this place, every person connected to us online accepts one another for who they are, for who they were created to be. There is no playing small, there is no dimming of lights, there are no changing of your personality because you are who you are, and that is who you are meant to be, with every single ray of light that emanates from you. And we affirm that with a community. Amen. Amen.
It's good to be back, everybody. I missed you all terribly. And I want to just a great big shout out and thank you to everybody who stepped up in my absence. Let me tell you, Danielle, Reverend Averill, Tara Abundance, Sonia Osio, the bench is deep, and it was more wonderful. And they did it better than I do it. Man, I got to up my game. But right now, let's all up our game, and let's remember the truth of who we are. Up on your feet if you are willing and able. An oldie but a goodie. I am as God created me. Yes? Say that. Like, affirm it right now. I am as God created me. Do you believe that? Do you know that? Do you sense that? Do you feel that in this room, right here, right now? Let us sing. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Come on, Unity. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, and the love, and the glory. In the light, and the love, and the glory. I am. In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory. That's a nice warm-up. Come on. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Sing it, Unity. In the light and the love and the glory, I am. In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am. Good. Turn to your left and your right with a handshake or a hug and say, you are the way God created you to be. And we extend that affirmation to all of you online. You are exactly the way you were designed, and the perfection. That's what we're holding here in consciousness and in heart. And we're so grateful that you brought that perfection, that goodness, and that light into this space. Thanks for the connection we feel today. Welcome. Okay, Unity, let's come on back. You get one more shot at it. Let's raise our voice, raise the vibration, and know the truth. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am. In the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, in the light and the love and the glory, I am. Give yourselves a round of applause. You sound amazing this morning.
That was amazing. What a beautiful day to affirm who we are. And so thankful to our prayer chaplains on duty who help us with that daily task. Today we have Juanita, Beverly, Mary, and Sharon, that are connected with all of us today, seeing us in our highest and best selves, whether we're in the space, whether we're online. Thank you for letting us be who we were created to be. And Unity North was created to be an amazing and vibrant place. So let us see what is happening soon in this community. Lots and lots. So this is a great time to take out your cameras, to take a picture of this slide so you can stay up to date. You can also go on the app. You can also go on the website and find these things out. But very soon we have a sound journey and conversation with Spirit happening. Family Promise, and there's a table in the back if you'd like to sign up and volunteer. Self-Awareness for Leaders, Song Fest, and the Way of Mastery Book Club. Now, there's only one person that can announce Song Fest in the way that it should be done. Who's that one person? It's Will Hodge.
Thank you. That's very kind. Songfest is happening again. This will be the 11th one. It should be 12, but COVID had other things to say about it. I want to thank Unity North for letting me do this. Seriously, it is a fundraiser for the music program, but Unity North has always stood behind what we wanted to do, the individual with talent, trying to bring that forth. And it's to this church that we owe this great show. And we're going to have a really good one this year. Michael Magno, Greg Henderson, and Marlon Brackett, they're all recording artists. I'll be up there too, so you'll have 4 recording artists. 4, count them 4, for $25 or $35 at the door. I looked at Paul McCartney tickets this week. They're only $1,200 a piece. So you can come here and get these great shows, seriously. All these guys up here are really great. They've all got multi-songs published out there in the world. Michael Magno, Greg Henderson, and Marlon Brackett, they all did the Nashville thing with me, the Bluebird thing and all that. We've all done all that. It's just going to be a really good show. You get to hear the songs as they were written off the pad by the writers, sitting up here doing it themselves. So it's a wonderful thing. So y'all come, please. If you can't come, buy a ticket, okay? So we need stuff.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, thank you. So our community highlight today is about Camp North Star. So this year, the theme was Under the Sea, and it was led by the very vibrant Reverend Julie Boniger. And this year we had 22 happy campers. There was lots of fun, lots of creativity, and the kids used the tale, The Little Mermaid, to learn how to hear the wisdom of their inner God voice and how to listen deeply and how to use our voices to share love and forgiveness. Something we need more of in the world, right? Let's start with our littles and it will grow. The highlight of the week is always our end of camp show that is 100% youth created. Watching kids step out of their comfort zone and share their passions is awe-inspiring. And this year, we paired that with Summer Splash, which included a giant water slide and a snow cone machine. It's always a team effort. So special thanks to the Men of Unity for funding the water slide. Well done. But now you have to do it for every one of them. Huge thanks to the Wholeness Ministry for sponsoring 2 campers. Huge thanks to Lisa Vale for her partnership. Huge thanks to Nicole Rabowski for providing her creativity to infuse a spiritual through line throughout the week. And last but absolutely not least, thank you to all of the volunteers. We couldn't have done it without you. Special message from Reverend Julie. So if this is your first day at Unity North, are we always this full of energy and always this full of passion? Yes, we are, and we want to share that energy and passion with you. So we have a welcome team here, and they have How Can I Help tags, and they are happy to help you with any of your questions. But right now, we'd just like to see who might be new in the room so we can infuse your hearts with that same love and energy. So if this is your first time, would you raise your hand nice and high in the air for us this morning? Thank you so much. Thank you. So we want to make sure if you got Let's Connect packet on the way in, then great. But if you didn't, make sure you get one on the way out. They'll be on the table in the foyer, and there will also be a welcome table downstairs. It is specially marked, as you see on the slide behind me, and there will be welcome team members there to answer your questions and share some more love and energy. So thank you so much for choosing Unity North.
Over the summer, we've been making some changes to our order of service, and there's been lots of opinions about that. That's one thing we have, our opinions. But one of the ones that's been absolutely positive was put the meditation before the message. And so let's go into meditation right now. Let's prepare the altar of our hearts and our spirits, of our minds and our souls for a great awakening today. Each of us has come here seeking something. And as Reverend Averill makes her way up to lead the meditation, let's be open, vulnerable, and receptive to the change that is wanting to happen here today for you individually and for us collectively. The lyrics for this chant will be on the screen. I am awakening to love. Take a deep breath with me, and let's sing together. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to love, and I am changing. Yes, I am changing, and I am changing. Yes, I am changed. Let's go to a deeper place one more time. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to love. One more time for the subconscious mind. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to love.
I invite you at this time to adjust your posture in your chair so that you're sitting tall and well, yet there's a softening of the edges, a softening of the body, allowing the chair the gift of holding you. I invite you to close your outer eyes if you have not already done so. The closing of the eyes is crossing a threshold from the world of doing to the state of being. I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, release anything that is holding you back from being fully present in this moment. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Feel yourself settle a little more fully into the seat. One final time. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. And just fully arrive. Continue letting the breath come and go. A slow, smooth, seamless, silent breath. And as you're breathing, you just begin to notice the stream of thoughts moving through the mind field. Perhaps as you're breathing, you notice planning mind, what I'm going to do when I leave here, or reflecting mind, what I did before I arrived. Notice these distractions with love and compassion, almost humor, silly mind, and then come back to the breath, letting it anchor you in this space. Continue releasing the body into the seat, breathing, noticing thoughts, then shifting even further into the heart. Using the breath, breathing out, breathing in to anchor your awareness in the cave of the heart, in the seat of Christ consciousness, in the space of the Atman, in your true nature. For the next few moments of silence, remain in this space. And when you're pulled out, use the breath to bring you back home.
I've been searching for my warrior. I've been walking down tracks of time. It's such a struggle to seek forgiveness, like chains and shackles, these ghosts of mine. Oh, crossing over heaven and sea, where my warrior is waiting for me. Crossing over heaven and sea, where my warrior is waiting for me. La 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 la, la 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 la. Feels like I'm dancing with truth and wisdom, precious rhythm, you are my guide. These days are sacred, my heart is humble. Oh warrior, show me lights. Crow, can you hear me? I can hear you. Far beyond the tracks of time. Can you feel me? I can feel you. Feel the power inside my mind. Crossing over heaven and sea, where my warrior is waiting for me. Crossing over heaven and sea, where my warrior is waiting for me. Crossing over, where my warrior, crossing over, where my warrior is waiting for me.
Tempe Red Hawk, Ginny Bailey, and the Unity North Band. You know, I feel so incredibly blessed to be surrounded with incredibly powerful women. I wish Averill could go everywhere I go and just put my heart into a space and then have the angel of the Lord, known as Tempe, come in and just make it all beautiful in heaven. Yes? How lucky are we? Yes? And I don't want to miss a moment to say thank you. You know, when you go away for a while, you begin to realize how blessed you are. You take a little bit of time to replenish your soul, and you look back and you go, man, my life, I'm a lucky guy. I am a lucky minister. I am a lucky human being to be surrounded with such power, such grace, such beauty, such wisdom. You know, we're all crossing over heaven and earth and rivers and seas and oceans and sometimes hell, aren't we? To get a hold of the divine self. That's the work that we do here. We come together to cross over whatever needs to be crossed over to re-grab that warrior's hand, that hero that's within each and every one of us, that's been always there, will always be there, but sometimes gets forgotten. Have you noticed that? That divine essence and light, known by 1,000 different names. It doesn't really matter what you call that essence, but ours is to take the journey step by step, breath by breath, and heartbeat by heartbeat to remember who we are in the great forgetting and in the great remembrance. Yes? I just came back from California where I spent some time with my family, and I got a firsthand look that not everybody is willing to make that journey. Not everybody is willing to take that step or that breath or that risk or that challenge. They quit. They quit looking for that, and they just got comfortable with life as it was, even in mediocrity, even in good enough. Anybody ever live in the energy of good enough? I've been there, and good enough can feel comfortable for a while until it doesn't feel comfortable. Then it becomes stagnation. But every one of us comes here on Sunday morning, crossing an ocean in mind and heart and spirit and circumstance to find something, to remember something, to awaken something. And I thought, as I was away watching the beautiful, powerful women do these services while I was gone, this is sacred work. This is holy and sacred work. Do you believe that? It's not something that we should take lightly. Yes, and you know, and sometimes people say, how was it to get away? It wasn't about getting away, it was going within. The journey was to go within and to recognize that my view had maybe gotten a little bit too narrow. But there are people on the planet who have quit searching, so pat yourself on the back that you're here, that you're still looking. You're still putting the energy in. However difficult the journey might be, you're still here. This is the sacred, beautiful work that we do. It's called soul retrieval. Every time we come together, we are seeking that soul, the warrior, the hero, the essence, the light. And that is holy, sacred work that we cannot take lightly. But some people have just quit. And that's what I call a rut. Anybody ever been in a rut before? Yeah? I've lived in a rut a good portion of my life, and I come in and out of that rut based upon my desire and my willingness to work hard. Because the spiritual path is hard work, yes? There's nothing easy about it. It causes us to have to challenge ourselves and our thinking and to dig out of ruts. But we come together on Sunday morning to help each other dig out of the rut, to put up the sails and cross the ocean, to remember who we are. And that seems so simple, yet it is the most profound journey of being on earth. There's this old song I like to sing, "The winds of God are blowing, unfurl your sails." And what's holy about this community is that Bill comes and he helps me put up my sails as I help him put up his sails. Laura comes and she says, "The winds of God are blowing. Come on, put up the sails and let's go across the ocean and remember who we are individually and collectively." That's soul retrieval. Anybody have any experience with soul retrieval ever? It's a shamanistic term where basically it's an understanding that when there is trauma, when there is difficult emotional wounding or trauma or something happens, a piece of the soul, much like the body that shuts down when it's in a car accident, gets set aside to protect itself. Well, the soul does exactly the same thing. A little piece gets put on a shelf to protect you. It's untouched by the human experience. But unlike the body that comes back into its wholeness, the soul stays there. We'll call it across the ocean. That piece of the soul does not come back until we consciously and proactively sail the ocean to get it back and to bring it home. Now, many people say, well, it always happens as a trauma, an instantaneous explosion or bomb or some emotional upheaval happens and it's an instantaneous setting aside, and it does happen that way. But as I examine the human experience in my own life, it happens much more moment by moment, little choice by little choice, little experience by little experience, where I decide I can't be in my fullness in this moment. I have to hide a little bit. I have to put a mask on in this moment. And so I just take a little piece of my soul and put it on the shelf. Doesn't feel traumatic, doesn't feel dramatic. And so it's easy to do. It's just, I'll get back to that. And a little piece goes over here and a little more piece. And the next thing you know, I've forgotten who I am. The next thing you know, I don't know who I am. Because all of who I am, the essence, the warrior, is across an ocean, and I've forgotten that I put it there. Anybody resonate with that? The world supports that right now. The human ego running the human race and the planet right now supports you doing that. Don't shine too brightly. Take your soul, put it over there, and then we become the walking dead. And to an extent, a vacation is a nice way to realize that you have become the walking dead. It's a nice chance to look at the DNA as you go back to your family environment and you realize that, thank God, I've got a community that keeps me awake. You are holy, precious sanctuary to my soul, to my warrior, to my hero. And I hope that this place is that for you as well, because when you don't have it, it's really easy to go to sleep. One traumatic decision or one unconscious decision after another. You see, many times this soul retrieval that's needed is a gradual moment-to-moment setting aside of ourselves that happens over time, and we simply go unconscious to who we truly are. An experience of habitual shutting down of our soul, that looks and it feels like a rut. And somewhere across the ocean is the voice of the infinite, of God. I don't care what you call it. And it's saying, don't forget I'm here. Somewhere in you, right here today, you got up and made your way to this community because there was a warrior and a hero in you that said, I'm still here. I know life is difficult right now, but I'm still here. Stay awake. This awareness can be very difficult. Anybody ever have the awareness, oh my gosh, I'm in a rut? If you're on an evolutionary process, you're going to grow and you're going to hit a plateau. It's part of growing to recognize it. And it can be really depressing to go, oh my gosh, I'm in a rut. I'm doing the same things. I'm having the same thoughts. I'm reacting in the same ways. That can be a difficult, depressing moment, or it can be epiphanal. It can be revelatory. Oh my gosh, I'm about to grow. When I find myself in that dark night of the soul, I don't push it away anymore and pretend it's not there. I embrace and hug the monster and say, yes, I'm about to grow. And what's holy and sacred about a community is we get to come together and hug the monsters, hug the shadow, hug the difficulty, hug the dark spaces. And we do it together. And sometimes that encouragement, sometimes it's a kick in the butt, sometimes it's just a word, always delivered in love, but it feels abrasive. You're calling me out. It's called accountability. What we do in this community is hold each other accountable to the hero, to the warrior. Sometimes the voice of the hero and the warrior is the person sitting next to you right now that's whispering, there's more to life. There's more to you. There's more to experience. The voice of God is sitting to your left and your right. It's in front of you and it's behind you right now. That's why I come and get up even when I'm tired, even when things are difficult, because I want to be around the voice of God. Turn to somebody around you and say, you are the voice of God. There comes a moment in everybody's life, you cannot escape this, everybody's life, when the mundane, habitual patterns, the ordinary life, the rut, becomes louder than the fear of digging out. There comes a moment when the boring life, the same stuck patterns, becomes louder than the fear it takes to get out of that rut. When it takes to go to a higher place, a higher vibration, to change the thought, to change the routine. It can be depressing, or it can be a moment of soul retrieval. That's what we do here. And you will be reminded. And if you can't handle being reminded, it's going to get uncomfortable. But I say, let's invite it. Let's invite the calling out of each other's shadow and know that we're growing together. We realize there's a moment in life when we realize that the ceiling that we have put over us and the walls that we've put to protect ourselves, that's a part of the human experience, are now so close that I can no longer stretch my wings. That's what the rut is. I've got the wings, they have not been clipped, but there's no room to exercise the wings. And so I curse life, I curse this, but there's a crack in the ceiling that begins to let me see the light, to remind me that I've still got wings, and somewhere Spirit is whispering, there's more to you. There's more to you. Don't fear the light when it comes in. Don't curse it. How dare you call me out on my stuff? Welcome it and embrace it. It's like St. Paul on the road to Damascus. St. Paul was a pretty angry guy. His sole mission was to go destroy the Christ, to go shut down the message of the light and the love. And he was angry, and he was going to Damascus to find Jesus and put him to death. And then he went blind. Anybody ever feel like you've gone blind? You just can't see what you can't see. You don't know what you don't know. You're just living life in a rut, day to day, unconsciously. That's what happened with St. Paul. And a lot of the human race is blind today. But then there's that great epiphany after how many days? 3. 3 represents completion. It represents wholeness. It represents as long as it takes to have that great awakening. After 3 days, he was singing, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I remember who I am. I once was blind, but now I see. I am so grateful for the long line of people that served as the presence of God to say, you're blind. You're not in congruity with your hero. You're not in congruity with the warrior. You're in a pattern that is a holding pattern that is pulling you farther and farther and farther away. And so sometimes the warrior shows up as little Julie Steele, saying, is that really what you want to say? Is that really what you want to think? I think you might be in a rut. Now I have a choice in that moment to be offended or to go, thank God, we're both about to grow. Thank God, this can be a holy moment. Bless it. Yes, it must be delivered in love always, and I've never known Julie Steele to deliver anything other than love, but sometimes she'll say, is that really the way you want to behave? You might be a little blind. Now let's get real clear. Ruts can be really comfortable places. Have you noticed that? Why is that? Ruts can be really comfortable, safe places, maybe not so safe, because they're decorated with comfortable cushions and drapery made of excuses. Uh-oh, tough love, take up your mat and walk. Ruts are made of comfortable excuses, scapegoats, and the illusory feeling of protected normalcy. And meanwhile, your wings are dying. Your wings and your soul are dying. We say things in this rut like, this is just how I am. This is just the way life is. It's good enough. Anybody use the word good enough? That shuts down God. That shuts down the greatest version of who you were meant to be. Oh, it's not that bad. I'll work on that tomorrow. Anybody say that? Yeah, I'll do my inner work, my shadow work tomorrow. Later. And later never comes. Tomorrow never comes. And if you think that what we do here is just coming together to have a good time, think again, because what we're doing here is we're bringing later into the now moment. We're bringing tomorrow into the now moment, and we're working on our stuff individually and collectively. Yes? Is it always comfortable? Hell no. It is not always comfortable, but it is holy and it is sacred. There's always something in you that's remembering your power, your wings. The hero has not lost their power. The warrior has not lost their power. They just quit exercising it. And so let's get busy exercising our wings and our power. And the old Charlie Thweet song that I love, take your power back that you've been given. Get it back like you had it before. Take your power back that you've been given. Get it back and you'll have even more. Have even more. And sometimes that's not comfortable. Julie Steele's going to come to me and say, take your power back, brother. You're in a rut and you've lost it and you're dying. And I know life for you. I claim light for you. I claim flying and soaring for you. And in that epiphanal moment, that exchange of energy that happens all over this community, that holy restlessness. Ever feel that divine discontent, that sacred discontent? There's got to be more. That's the voice of God from within, and it's the voice of Julie Steele doing business as God on the outside saying, there's more. How does it show up? How does it show up to you? How does the rut show up? Anybody call it out? Depression, sadness, boring. I just came back from California, and let me tell you, I have a bunch of people in my family that are bored out of their mind. But they've got their routine. It's the same crossword puzzle passed around to the family, done every day, and then they argue over what's the right answer and what isn't the right answer. And then they get the paper and they change it and put in new words, and then Dad picks it up and puts it. It starts with boredom. But boredom unanswered in a rut becomes what? Frustration. There was a lot of frustration on the faces of my family. They got frustrated, easily irritated with each other. Warning, Will Robinson, warning, you're in a rut, you're in a rut. But then it gets a little bit more serious. Frustration unanswered, a rut not answered, not interrupted becomes what? Anger. My father, on day one of this trip, was angrier than I'd ever seen him. It broke my heart. And anger, unchecked, uninterrupted, becomes rage. And rage would be over silly things about what was on the dinner plate, or the extra $2 you spent to tip the waitress. It's not that my father is a bad person. My father is a really good, upstanding, moral man, and he's full of rage. He's full of anger because the pattern was not interrupted. Now, I'm not calling it bad. I'm not calling any of that bad. No matter what emotion you're feeling, it's not bad. Don't make it the enemy. It's information. It's indication of a rut. There's a rut here. And I can either curse it, be the enemy of it, or I can be the pattern interrupter. And let me tell you, I love going home to my family and interrupting patterns. I wasn't always comfortable with that, but I've gotten, because of the work that we do here, I've gotten really comfortable dancing into the living room with my father going, what is wrong with you? Doing things that are out of the ordinary, because let me tell you, 3 days in, it's very easy for me to drop down into the rut and become little Richie in a matter of moments, to fall into the pattern, the comfort zone of the family, and bring the walls in, the ceiling in, the wings in, and go, no, this is good enough. Or to go, okay, this is going to be uncomfortable. Let me call things out. Let's talk about them. None of it's bad if we pay attention and listen to the whisper underneath the emotion. You were made for more than this. Those are words that don't get spoken in my household. That's very unsafe, but we spoke them. You were made for more than this, Dad. mom who's just accepted the rut. It is what it is. It's good enough. No, it's not good enough. Mom, you were made for life. My sisters, my brother, you were made for more. And I had to tell myself I was made for more than this. And I only can do that now because of the people sitting in this room and the community that says, this is holy, sacred work. That's the moment when the world cracks a little bit and you get a glimpse of the sky through the very low ceiling that you didn't know you were living under. Again, that can be depressing. It's pretty cramped in here. But it can be the moment of glorious choice, decision, and grace. Grace works through us and as us. But what do? What do we run to do? We silence it with busyness, right? Let's just get busy. This is too uncomfortable to deal with this. Let me just get busy. Or let me get online and do endless scrolling. Let me just scroll online for hours. I checked how many hours I have spent on my phone, and it was a little bit depressing. And then I went, wait a minute, here's the opportunity for change. Here's the opportunity for a different decision. And then I tell you, you come face to face with addiction. I'll put it down. Well, wait a minute. I'll put it down. I wonder if. And there it is. And then the anger, the frustration when somebody calls you out. Put the phone down. Enjoy life. Oh, I get angry about it. Oh my God, help, I'm turning into my father. Help, I'm turning into my father. It's right there. It's in my DNA. It's as close as the rut that I was living in when I went home. That light can feel very scary. It can feel rude, and it can feel intrusive. If Julie Steele comes to me and calls me out and calls my light out, it can feel rude, and it can feel intrusive. How dare you? Or it can feel glorious. And it can feel all of these things at the same time. I'm saying let it feel glorious. When somebody notices something about the way you're living life, take it as information and dance. And dance, even if it is uncomfortable. Because the soul is going to wait. It's on the other side of the ocean, and it's waiting for you. And it has all the time in the world. The soul, the warrior, the hero has more time than you do humanly on earth, so you might as well cooperate because it's going to wait you out. Don't forget who you are. Remember who you are. I'm waiting at the other side of the ocean. For each individual in my family system, there was an intentional and purposeful interruption of the pattern. Try something different, say something different, do something different. And let me tell you, the environment that I walked into 2 weeks ago that was bored, frustrated, and angry. The day I was getting on a plane to come home, my father went to the stereo and he put on music that I'd forced him to listen to music because I played nonstop on the piano I learned to play on. And he knew I was leaving. And he said, there was a CD around here of James Galway that you gave me at one point. He had not played that stereo for probably 10 years. Somehow it still worked. He put in the James Galway, and my father was doing, at 88 years old, was dancing in the living room. Because one person had the guts to interrupt the pattern. I want you to dance. That's why I will get in your face. I will get into your soul and dance, even when it's uncomfortable. That's when I will say, take your power back. There's more to you that wants to live here. That's what we do here. That is holy, sacred work. And as I got on the plane, I thought about a story that you've all heard 100 times, but it really bears repeating because it's exactly what happened when I went home. It's by Portia Nelson. An autobiographical story, that's easy for me to say, in 5 chapters, and I've added a 6th chapter that Bruce gave me first service. Chapter 1, I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It's not my fault. I wait angrily for somebody to rescue me. Chapter number 2, I walk down the same street, and there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it, and I fall in again. I cannot believe that I am in the same hole. It isn't my fault, and it takes me a long time to crawl out of the hole. Chapter number 3, I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's now a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. Hey, it is my fault. And I can get out of here, and I get out immediately. Chapter number 4, I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter number 5, that was the pattern interrupt, by the way. Chapter number 5, I walk down another street. That's the work we do here. You might want to think differently, do something differently, react differently, because I know who you are, and let's do it together. Let's put the sails up and reclaim the hero. Let's put the sails up and go across the sea and the ocean of negativity and limitation and reclaim the hero. And then Bruce said it beautifully. Chapter number 6. I walk down another street, but then I go back and I repair the hole. Sitting in this sanctuary today are people that fix the holes, that fix the rut. We need to give credence to their experience. We need to give credence to what they have experienced. Yes, we are a bit seasoned here in this congregation, but there's young people in the room. We're so happy you're here. And the world has evolved so much more that the young people have fixed holes that we haven't discovered yet. We're working together as a community, as a family, to dance around the living room and interrupt the patterns. That's holy, sacred work, but we have to be willing to sail the ocean from rut to revelation. Let's read them together. From rut to revelation, from failure to freedom, from victimhood to vision, from habit to healing, from coping to creating, from resentment to responsibility. There's a lot of holes in this earthly journey, right? We see them. We know they're there. We find ourselves in the same endless arguments with the same meaningless topics over and over and over and over again. Have you noticed that? And the same people. We're in the same argument, the same pattern for the last 20 years. Maybe we are the one that walks down a different street. And maybe we'll hold hands and walk down a different street together. That's the sacred work we do. The ceiling cracks just a little bit, and we put our hands up there and crack it open even more. And it's going to be uncomfortable. The rut begins to loosen its grip just a little bit more. And what emerges? It's not a new you. I want to be real clear about that. What emerges when you open the crack and the rut fills in and you get out and you go down a new street is not a new you. It's the you have always been that you forgot. It's the hero. It's the warrior. And let me tell you, if it took me going away for 2 weeks to recognize how blessed we are to have warriors and heroes cracking things open, cracking my heart and my soul open and allowing me to do that for you, then take 2 weeks. Take 2 weeks and then take a good hard look at the good work that we do here. And that soul, that warrior, and that hero is, when you get to the other side of the ocean, is saying, what took you so long? And there are people in this congregation that will tell you what took you so long, because the voice of Spirit is speaking as them. So this week, you have homework. I like to give homework. Challenge yourself. Challenge your thinking. Challenge one thought, one idea. Challenge your experience and dance in the living room when everybody thinks you're a nutcase. You know, it's that old phrase, I can't remember who said it, and those that were seen dancing were thought crazy by the people who could not hear the music. I danced the music in my father's living room until he could hear it for himself. It makes me tear up because it was absolute proof that a difference can be made if we're willing to sit in the fire and refine ourselves long enough. Stretch. Try something different. Interrupt the patterns of your thinking and your feeling and your experience. And then maybe week after week after week, because you keep coming back and you cannot get the band can come up, cannot get the advantage of this coming once a year, twice a year. This is a regular practice of evolution, yes? I tried doing church once or twice a year. I did not get the advantage of the community. I did not get the sacredness. And that's not for any other purpose other than we know who you are. And we know the possibility for you if you make the commitment and dance in the fire. And so it is, so it shall be, and so it will always be. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, and thank you, Unity North.
Wow. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes to everything that Richard said. That had so much power. Thank you for bringing that back for us. As we move into offering, it occurred to me that sometimes we don't think of offering as holy and sacred work, but it is so holy and so sacred. It is part of what keeps us going. There is a light and love in every single gift. And even in that process, when we're thinking of moving from rut to revelation, sometimes that's in our giving. So we may be moved to think about that in this offering time and coming offering times. Please know that every single gift is seen with the love that it was intended to be. We can give in the baskets, which are in the back of the room. So some of you may give on the way out, and ushers will be there by the baskets. Scan the QR code, go online, give in the app. There are so many ways to share your love, and we appreciate each and every one. So in advance, we are going to bless our offerings with our new revelations. We are so blessed. We are so prosperous. And it is our great pleasure to share of our blessings and to share of our prosperity. And in the giving, the entire world is blessed. Thank you, God. Please sing our offering song with us. We are so blessed. We are so we are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed. We are still on that path to revelation, my friends, and Tempe and Jeannie are going to help us claim our new names.
Ready, Will?
I was born in '61 on a Sunday morn before church was done. I took first breath and received a name. Grew up strong and I grew up wise, and as years passed I realized birth and life and death were they're all the same. I wore the cloak of who they saw from the time that I would learn to crawl until I ran to places far from home. My heart knew it was finally time to live the life it was always mine. My spirit's not defined by flesh and bone. I choose love, I choose light. In the morning I'm a dove, but I become a hawk at night. I'm the dream that wakes your soul, the wild and the tame. Welcome world to my new name, to my new name. We're on the verse. Here we go. I like the way I see today. It's not like any other way I've ever seen the world I'm in before. In some ways I am still the same, but I'm walking with a different name. I'm not just who I was, I'm so much more. I choose love, I choose light. In the morning I'm a dove, but I become a hawk at night. I'm the dream that wakes your soul, the wild and the tame. Welcome world to my new name, to my new name. in 61 on a Sunday morning before church was done. I took first breath and received a name.
Thank you, Tempe. Beautiful as always. New name. I hope that when you leave here today that you've got a little bit deeper awareness of your name, of your wings. Yes, you are a hawk, and you don't have to wait till the night to happen. Stretch your wings up on your feet. Let's close with the song we did at meditation, I Am Awakening. And claim it, feel it at the depth of who you are. Go ahead and kick it in, guys. Come on, get your hands going. Make a commitment to your soul right here, right now, to welcome in the light, crack the ceiling, push the walls out, and let those wings fly. Together we sing, I am awakening, I am awakening, I am awakening to love. And I am changing, and I am changing. Yes, I am changing, and I am changing. Yes, I am. Let your body move. Go ahead and dance. Come on now. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening. Happy crossing the ocean and awakening to love. Have a fantastic and wonderful week. Go awaken and be the light that we know you to be. Blessings to each and every one of you.